If you went back to myself like a year ago and you told him that one of my videos that we would have uploaded onto this channel would have hit 5 million views in 7 days, I would have gone crazy. But it just happened to us. In 7 days, one of our shorts has hit, right now it's at 5.1 million views as I'm speaking. We've gained 10,000 subscribers in the last 3 days. And I hated it. I hated it. I hated that it happened. Even though I've been looking forward to this for a long time, I feel like I should have never been looking forward to it at all. And there's 3 reasons why. And so the first one is because when you're starting out on YouTube, when you're kind of new to the content game, right? To social media, what you're told is that views or followers or subscribers is kind of the metric that you should be following. And most of the times it is, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you have views, like, it's probably really good that you get views. That's what keeps your money coming in. That's kind of your metric for saying, oh, this video was good, right? People really wanted to watch it. On YouTube, when you start out, or when anyone starts out, even in business and anything, people copy what works or copy what they like the most. So if you came from the self-improvement space, you'd probably copy Hamza, right? Just straight to the camera, kind of what I'm doing. I'm not copying him, but, straight to the camera, just spit game. But you're not as good as him. He's good at telling stories. You're not. He has 1 million subscribers. You do not. You probably have like 4, right? But the thing is, when you copy Hamza, people like Hamza in the start, but over time, you start developing your own style. That's what happened to me, right? In the start, our videos were absolute trash. And when I say that, I mean it. It was horrible. Like, if you go back, I'm literally sitting here. I got ready like this, and I'll sit straight back. Like, you can go back, see this. My hairline would be pulled back like this, and I'd be like, I would read the script so straight. I'd be like, the video we uploaded was not something we would want on our channel. Like, it was so bad. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, like, I kind of want to take those videos down, honestly. But the thing is, you kind of develop your own thing over time as you do more of this, because you start getting more comfortable with the camera, right? So I'm really comfortable with you. Like, I can come in, I can give you a kiss, but I'm not going to. Similarly, people start copying the same thing that gets views. So for example, the short went crazy. So now I think, oh, maybe if I make more of these, I'll get more views. Again, views are important, but what I'm learning from this is that the only way to get these views is by copying what I did for this one. What I did was, or what PJ did, he put up a short of an arm wrestle, right? And this is something that usually we never post as shorts, but I guess he put it up. It was kind of self-improvement related. That was kind of our brand, our niche. And he put it up, it went crazy, like 5 million views. Like, okay, that's pretty nice. And right when that happened, when we hit the first 100,000, I thought to myself, oh, maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe that's what we need to do to get views. So I started thinking more ideas that were stupid like that were not even in our niche. Is that the path that I want to go down? I started conflating these dumb ideas with good views. And sure, it would probably work, but it's just not the right niche. And that's kind of one of the things that messed me up with virality. I did not want to follow down that path. I guess we can kind of call it the viral dilemma, right? So it's, if you go viral, then you feel like you have to make more of that content in order to get more of those views, even though that's not what you were started YouTube for in the first place. It's not a reason. That kind of takes me to the next point, which is, it kind of deviates you from the reason you started the channel, right? We started this channel through UI to make it so that we literally genuinely help people. Make sure that they're literally improving themselves from what we tell them. Not to watch arm wrestle videos. That's not why we're trying to do this. It did get us views, but it's not what we think would provide the most value to people. And the way I kind of come at this is to detach the truth from the opinion, right? This is kind of the experience I had to go through. So I looked at this video. I'm like, okay, why did it go viral? Right? Why? Okay, it's kind of a stupid idea. But you know, in some way, it was also a good idea because clearly people liked it. We didn't really change much, but what we did change was the story structure. We told the story really well. There were two hooks we gave at the start, which one paid off halfway through the video, another paid off at the end. And usually stuff like that, that's like a perfect story, right? That's really well put together. And there were a lot of other confounding variables that made it so that this video did good. For example, the zoom ins on the arm wrestle. You know how when you arm wrestle, it's like, oh, like it's almost going on one person's side and then it's on the other. He zoomed it in perfectly so that every time there was some kind of progress or some kind of going back to something, right? So like maybe at one point when it got really intense, it was like all the way almost down. And then all of a sudden it went back up. Like it's just this intensity, right? You don't know what's going to happen next. So you kind of have to ask yourself, why is the true reason that it went viral? Maybe it was trending at the time. If you upload a Squid Game short when Squid Game went viral, of course it'll probably do good. There's so many things that might have caused it to go viral, and I started relating these dumb ideas to virality, which is not what I should have done at all. And, you know, I think, you know, virality kind of made it a little bit harder to understand what makes a good video, because now we have this huge audience and we learned, okay, these are the kinds of videos that people like. I'm still going to tell you how you could go viral if you wanted to. And what Mr. Beast said kind of struck with me when this happened. It was that it's easier to make one video that gets 5 million views than 100 that only get 50,000. I hope I got that math right. Yeah, that's right. Is it? Yeah. It's easier to get 5 million views on one video than 50,000 on 100. And so if you can do that, that means that if you have the right idea, you're able to get a viral video. So that's one way of doing it. Right? You just need to find a good idea. Now, how can you find a good idea? Can you genuinely visualize if this pops up as a short in your feed that it has 1 to 5 to 10 million views? Can you genuinely think that? Is your quality deserving of that? Now, for a lot of the videos you make, it'll probably be a no. Oh, you made a quick little short on, you know, Andrew Tate finally got out of jail, yay. Right? Okay, maybe like 4,000 views. Over its lifetime, maybe like 10 years, it might hit maximum 40,000, right? But if I told you of this short, which was a 90-pound kid benched 500 pounds, that sounds pretty viral, right? Of course, it's not something that I would probably do. Maybe we might. But that sounds like a really viral video. 10 years from now, it's a guarantee that it will probably have at least 1 million views. You kind of know what a viral idea is. You just need to act on it. That's it. It has to kind of make you think, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, I could never expect that. And it's something that you would actually watch through. So, what this has also taught me, and this is the third thing that I didn't mention, was that the idea matters the most. So, something I always talk about is leverage, right? Leverage is basically how much your input is multiplied based on the output. So what I mean by that is, if I put in 1 hour of work, you usually get 1 hour of output in the material world, in the employee world. So if you work 1 hour, you get $20, right? For example, if you're in $20 an hour. It doesn't matter how hard you work in that hour. You could literally be, I don't know, touching your balls the entire time. But if you're there for an hour, then you're going to get paid $20. But on the business side of things, on YouTube, it's completely different. If you have a really good idea with even moderate acting on it, like moderate stuff that you do, moderate editing, not crazy scripting, if this idea is crazy, it will go viral. So the equation, if you want to think about it in a math form, is input times leverage, right? That's how you kind of put it together. So input times leverage. You could work very, very, very little, but if you have a crazy amount of leverage, you could get the same amount of work done as someone who works really, really, really hard but with very little leverage. So let me kind of try to put this into perspective, right? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's an investor, but he has a huge deal of leverage. He himself says he only makes 2 decisions a year, but if those decisions are right, could make him billions in the next 10 years. That is leverage. Your input, the hard work you put in, doesn't matter as much as the leverage of the idea. How good is that leverage that you're trying to achieve? So for example, what I said with the video, right? You can make another, oh, look, Andrew Tate got out of jail. Like, oh, that's cool. Or you could do another one that's like 90-pound kid benches 500 pounds, right? That's leverage, because one has greater leverage, which is it's a much better idea. So even if you execute it normally, it would still do much better than the one that if you executed normally, the Andrew Tate one, it would probably get like 40K views. Execute that 90-pound one, 10 million views, probably. I don't know. That's how leverage works. It's kind of like it's like an exponential increase. If your leverage goes up like crazy, everything goes up like crazy. And that's kind of how I've come to understand it. Our editing stayed the same, our font stayed the same, our skin color stayed the same, our poop stayed the same, right? Everything stayed the same. Only thing that changed was the idea. That's it. If you can figure out a good idea, your videos will almost always do well. And another thing, this might sound like opinion, and I think it might be, so someone could prove me wrong on this, but I think that informational stuff does not do good on shorts. Unless you're a celebrity, which means you're already well known, or you're saying something extremely stupid. So think about all the shorts you've probably watched, right? If it was someone straight talking to a camera like I am, it's someone you already know well. Maybe it's like an Andrew Tate. Maybe it's like a Hamza. Maybe it's like the Sean guy who's always making fun of people workouts. There's so many people that pop up, but they're already well known. They already have an established fan base that people are listening to. There's also Fresh and Fit, right? They always come on and they just do stuff, right? They have these little clips that they upload, get 100,000, 200, 300,000 views. If you go and upload a clip right now, no one's watching you, no one knows you. Why would anyone care? Informational only does good. And by informational, I mean like, you just straight talking to the camera, trying to give some kind of information. Only does good if you're well known already. Or if you're saying something extremely stupid. Like if you're saying something like, oh yeah, I think Trump will win the next election. Like, that's not stupid, but you could say something like that. Then it's just a completely contrarian idea. Nobody expected that. Someone's going to share it. Everyone's going to yell at you. You're going to get screamed at by everyone. Same thing if you say this thing for Biden, right? Oh, Biden's going to win next time. So you're going to get yelled at, screamed at. You're going to go viral. Again, that's leverage right there, right? No one knows you, but the idea is crazy. So everybody wants to hear you. But that's not the kind of publicity you want. So that's kind of the summary of what I learned from going viral. And here's the thing, I'm still probably going to try to go viral. Even though I might have hated it, even though I think views are kind of like, you have to be careful where you get it from. It shouldn't be something you attach to. It's rather the thing that you do that you should be attached to, right? Attached to actually making the video. PJ liked making that video, but it's not something we'd want to make every single time. So I'm kind of trying to optimize for the long term here, right? Aim for the views. Aim for the views 100%. But make sure that you're not sacrificing yourself and what your channel was made for in order to get those views. And don't rely your happiness on it either. That's pretty much all I can tell you. Keep on aiming for views, but once you get it, realize it's not everything you're looking for.